Hello students, in present video I am going to explain about how to start a sole proprietorship. If any business is owned, operated and controlled by a single individual, that business is known as sole proprietorship and the owner is known as proprietor. Any Indian citizen with the age of 18 plus can start this form of business. Present video covers these four topics: minimum capital, name of the enterprise, documents required for registration, how to open current account. Let us start with the first point, minimum capital. First point is minimum capital. Capital means the amount which is required to start and run the business. In case of sole proprietorship, there is no minimum capital requirement. Means a person can start the business with how much amount he has. So it can be started with a limited amount. Now come to the second point, name of the enterprise. Before choosing the name for your enterprise, you have to keep in mind these points. First one, own name. You can run your proprietorship under your own name. For example, your name is Harish and your medical shop name is Harish Medicals, or you can use other name. For example, your name is Hemant and your hotel name is Sri Raghavendra Hotels. Here the name which you are going to select for your organization is known as trade name, and if you use other name for your organization, that name is known as fictitious name. You have to display the nameplate on the door. The next one, do not use trademarked names. For example, you started a stationery shop in Vidyanagar with the name Bhavani Bookstalls, and with the same name there is a shop in Charminar also. As a registration is not required for sole proprietorship, you can use the same names. But if Charminar bookshop owner registered his name with the government, means if that Bhavani Bookstalls is a trademarked name, then you are not supposed to use the same name. So Charminar bookshop owner may take legal action on you in future. Therefore, before deciding the name, you have to go through with trademark registration database, and you have to confirm that the name which you are going to use for your organization is not a trademarked name. Now next point is, do not use a name with which confusion may come. For example, you started a cool drink shop with the name Coca-Cola. It is illegal because the name sounds similar to Coca-Cola company. Even though spelling is not same, you are not supposed to use this word for your organization. The next point is, do not use the terms which imply more than one owner. Sole proprietorship feature is there is only one owner. But if you use these terms with your firm name, it gives the meaning that owners are more than one. The terms are associates, consultants, group, and company, and sons, and family. So as a sole proprietor, you are prohibited to use these terms in your organization name. The next one, do not use the terms which imply legal structure. If any organization is incorporated based on a separate act, then that organization possesses a legal structure. For example, company. For sole trading concern, there is no specific act like that. Therefore, sole proprietor is prohibited from using these terms with his organization name. CORP, INC, LTD, etc. words, sole proprietor should not suffix with his firm name. Then last one, it is advisable to register his organization name with the government. Otherwise, other person may use the same name. Then you may lose your customers there. Now the third one is documents required for registration. Sole proprietorship doesn't require any registration with the government. But if certain approvals are needed by certain authorities, then a sole proprietor should establish the legal identity of his firm through various registrations and licenses. If firm is registered, sole proprietor becomes responsible for firm's liabilities. Let us see some important registrations and licenses that are required for a sole proprietorship. First one is GST registration. GST stands for Goods and Service Tax. If a sole proprietor doing business with goods and services has an expected annual turnover of more than 20 lakh rupees, then he has to go for GST registration. And if a proprietor wants to sell his goods online through e-commerce portals such as Amazon, Flipkart, then also he has to obtain GST registration. Then GST registration has replaced old VAT and service tax registrations. Next point, a GST registered firm must collect tax from customers and should file GST returns. Second one is Shop and Establishment Act license. If you are running a sole proprietorship business with the aim of earning profit, then you are supposed to have this license. It is issued by the local government authority of your village or town. It is issued under Shop and Establishment Act and it should be renewed annually. Third one is TAN registration. TAN stands for Tax Deduction Account Number. If sole proprietor is paying salaries to his employees and deducting TDS, tax deducted at source, on behalf of income tax department, then he is supposed to obtain TAN registration from income tax department. Fourth one is MSME registration, micro, small, medium enterprise registration, also known as Udyog Aadhar registration. This registration is done under MSME Act. For sole proprietorship business, this registration is not mandatory, but it is highly recommended because government runs various schemes for the welfare of MSMEs. You can avail loans at a low interest rates without mortgaging the assets. Fifth one is CA certificate. A certified chartered accountant must authorize your business unit. You can get this document from any chartered accountant. They collect some nominal fee for issuing this document. In addition to these 5 certificates, in some special cases you need some more registrations. Let us see about them. Certificate of practice. Suppose you have completed one professional course. Then you started your own clinic or consultancy in the form of sole proprietorship. Then the concerned register authority issues a license to you, which is known as COP, stands for Certificate of Practice. That license is used to run the sole proprietorship business. For example, you have completed chartered accountancy course and you are running a chartered accountancy firm. Then the license issued by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India can be used to run the sole proprietorship business. Similarly, in case of cost accountant profession, the institution is Institute of Cost Accountants of India. For company secretary profession, Institute of Company Secretaries of India. For doctor profession, Indian Medical Council. For lawyer, Bar Council of India. For architect, Council of Architecture India. Next one is IEC, Importer Exporter Code. It is a 10-digit number like PAN. If you are engaged in exports and imports business, in that case you have to obtain IEC. It is issued by Office of DGFT, stands for Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Last point is how to open current account. Nowadays, maximum business transactions are done through banks. If proprietor uses his personal bank account for business transactions, there are some difficulties. First problem is, if a personal bank account related checks are issued to business parties, it looks unprofessional. Second problem is, bank passbook contains personal bank transactions of the owner and business transactions. So if sole proprietor is maintaining accounts, it is very difficult to maintain a discrimination between personal transactions and business transactions. Then third problem is, personal bank account means generally a savings bank account. In case of savings bank account, there are some restrictions on number of withdrawals per day and the amount which can be withdrawn per day. Next one, overdraft facility. Proprietor cannot avail overdraft facility in case of personal bank accounts. Therefore, every businessman prefers to have a business account. Business account means a current account. Proprietor can open this current account with any scheduled bank. Let us see the procedure of opening a current account. To open current account in the name of proprietorship firm, proprietor has to submit his personal details to bank, such as 2 color photos of the proprietor, his personal bank account cancel check or bank statement or front page of passbook, his Aadhaar card, then PAN card of proprietor, permanent account number. This card is issued by income tax department. And in case of sole proprietorship, as there is no separate legal entity to the firm, the personal PAN card of the proprietor acts as a PAN card of sole proprietorship business also. Therefore, in the name of sole proprietorship business, no PAN card will be issued. Then last one, ID proof of the proprietor, such as passport, driving license, voter ID. Second one is business address proof. If shop is in rented property, then proprietor has to submit rent agreement along with NOC to the banker. NOC stands for no objection certificate. Means property owner has no objection for using his property for commercial purpose. If there is no objection to property owner, for banker also there is no objection. Then if shop is established in owner's own property, then he has to submit sale deed along with utility bills such as electricity bill, water bill or landline telephone bill, etc. Third one is legal existence proof. Bank wants to know the legal existency, identity of sole proprietorship business. So bank asks for registration document. But in case of sole proprietorship business, there is no specific act. Therefore, proprietor has to submit other types of registrations. As per RBI's KYC norms, KYC means know your customer. Bank wants to know about its customer. As per these norms, any 2 documents of these 3 are to be submitted to the banker. GST registration, Shop and Establishment Act license, MSME registration. So this is all about how to start a sole proprietorship business. Hope this video is informative. Thank you.